Welcome to the morning show at WRCO Radio, and on this Monday, we are pleased to be in the studio with High Mileage. We normally are, but we're here with the band High Mileage. Steve Davis is here. He's kind of the leader, the booker, the head, whatever.
Event coordinator.
Event coordinator. Yeah. I couldn't find the word.
They don't pay me enough to be the booking agent.
Well, I'm guessing not, because High Mileage has to be one of the busiest bands in the area, right?
Yeah. I got 3 calls on the way down here today. And mostly it's all good too, Phil.
Great. Well, we have some fellas in the studio with us. We have Levon Spanky is here, and we have Tom Lohr, and we have Jesse Peckham as well. Boy, Spanky, you guys got a little part-time gig going here that keeps you pretty busy, don't you?
It does, yeah. We've got about 30 shows this summer. Coming out of we kind of take a break there for 6 weeks and go back in and do some rehearsing and such. So we're coming out of that and going in and playing, mainly Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. We try not to get too awful far away if we can help it. But yeah, busy summer. Excited.
You're leading the life of a small town rock star then, because you go into some of these communities, man, and then you're big time.
Yeah, mild-mannered car salesman turns rock star.
Yes. That's exactly it. Right. Oh, man. But it keeps you hopping. How do you go through, like physically, like a 2 or 3 hour show there, playing the drums?
That's a really great question. I mean, you have to be, there is some physical aspect to that, especially, with the drums. So for me, it's just getting ready and, being able to do a 4-hour set. It's I don't want to say it's grueling, but sometimes if it's 90 degrees and it's the 4th of July and they didn't think about having a tent at that event, it can be tough. But
we try to avoid that now.
I've done this my whole life. I started with Steve many, many, many years ago, and so it's like I still get excited, when Saturday noon comes. I got a show tonight. Let's go. I still love doing it. So
what was the name of the band that you and Steve were in?
It was called Hits, HITZ.
Yeah.
And we played a lot in this area. Steve and I are both Richland Center. So we did a lot of shows around here. Gosh, 80s, 90s.
With Spanky and I and Bruce Tessmer.
Yeah. We had a 3-piece.
Started when you were a senior in high school, I think.
I didn't even have a driver's license. No. I drove over there in my Gremlin. And he hired me because he said I was the only one that came to the auditions that actually had real cymbals that weren't made out of a top of a trash can lid. I'll never forget that.
And the rest is history. How long
go.
has High Mileage been together then, Spanky?
12 years?
12 years,
yeah. About 12 years.
My goodness.
One form or another.
Yeah.
This is like 3.0 or 4.0, something like that.
3, I think.
Current lineup, I'd say
if you put
5,
Phil in
6.
there as keyboard, I think it would be 4.
I'd say 5-6 years at least with the current lineup, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think at least that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you almost get along pretty well then.
Yeah, we get along. Well, yeah. It's like a family, Phil.
Family of 5.
Tell us the story about when you found this guy, Tom, and you found out he could sing.
We were doing a show. I wanted to do a show for my wife and I own Sleepy Hollow up in Viroqua. And it was our 25-year anniversary, which has been 12 years ago, so it's 37 years. Dating myself. But anyway, we wanted to play that show. Steve set up everything with the sound, the lighting, the production. Steve was playing guitar with us still at that time. And I said, I really want to do this show. And then I said, I got this buddy, and he can sing. I've heard him sing karaoke, and Steve said, get into that, we don't do it. So anyway, long story short, you come up, did you do 4, 5, 6 songs maybe, something like that?
Yeah.
And we realized that he was really a great singer, and he had great pitch, didn't know anything about music. He just could sing, so we basically got done with the show, and Steve and I were talking when we were tearing down, and I said to Steve, Steve said to me, he said, that guy can sing. And I'm like, yeah, and we can't. Well, I should say I can't. But Tom, maybe you can remember, it was kind of a comical thing. And then I pulled you in because I knew we needed you. And
Steve kind of said, we'd sure like to put a project together. And I said, what is that going to look like? And he said, I really don't know. We're just going to see how far it can go. And we've evolved, but it all started from singing on a tractor when I was on the farm. I I grew up just the other side of Bear Valley, the other side of Plain, and every once in a while I would hear Magical Airwaves. Late at night I could get WRCO, and I'd be like, "Oh man, that's a cool station."
Flattery gets you.
I never knew where it was from. But my mom deserves the credit. She when we were kids, we were farming, and we had an old turntable, and when we needed entertainment, we just listened to records and sang along with that stuff, from old Johnny Cash to old country to, then grew up in the 80s and we milked 130 cows in a stall barn and that put us through a lot of music. We were so bored milking cows that we just could sing along the radio and somehow whatever powers it be gave me the ability to kind of hear a song and remember the inflection. I imitate a song more than I would say sing it, when I'm performing it. So that's the talent I can bring to the band. The musicians are unbelievable, that I play with, but I can at least bring that value. So
did you sing in high school or anything like that? You were just farming.
Up to 8th grade chorus, as long as they forced us into it, but just did other things when I was younger and always said as I got older, I wish I would have been more involved in it. And I mentally told myself, if I ever have the ability to play in a band, I'm going to take it and do it and try it. And fortunately, these guys drug me along, and it's been a great opportunity. And it does take a lot of energy, but Spanky and I talk about that a lot when we're traveling is if it quits being energy giving by performing, we probably won't do it anymore. But it is something that we take this 6 month or the 6 week kind of break, and we think, I get to a Saturday night and I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I usually go end up singing karaoke somewhere because it's just it really is you get very addicted to it, and it's a nice thing to be addicted to, I guess.
Yeah, it's a rush.
Yeah,
you're singing songs that everybody knows. That's good and bad because you gotta have a good memory to remember all the words, don't you, Tom?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I make them up, mumble them once in a while. But no, the band's so loud they wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
When he sings the wrong words, Phil, I say it's okay, Tommy. They don't know the words either.
No, it's amazing how far it's come. When I started, I had this little 3-ring binder, and it would be down in front, and I'd be paging through it and stuff. And Steve finally told me one time, he said, just throw that thing away, He took it off stage, and then he's like, it's just your little security blanket. You're going to have to live without it. And yeah, it might have been a few songs we missed a few words on, but you learn to get through it, and that's how it works.
Yeah,
so.
No doubt. The big dogs have teleprompters, I think, these days.
Well, yeah, I would imagine, but nothing like that in rural Wisconsin for us. So.
Jesse Peckham is here as well. Welcome to the morning show, Jesse.
Thank you.
How long have you been with this group?
I've been with them almost since the beginning. I think, probably at least, 11 years.
Yeah.
I remember Steve coming to me. So I remember it, Steve, I think we met at a Walmart and said, hey, I might be...
Where everybody meets.
Might be needing a sound guy for a project soon. And I didn't hear anything. And then about 6 months later, saw him again, maybe at Walmart. And he said, well, hey, actually, we need a keyboard player for a band. Are you interested? And came to a practice and played a few songs with them. And they said, you want to join the band? And that was that.
Simple as that. I know you're looking forward to the show in Richland Center this weekend. Have you played the auditorium much before?
I think this is our first.
Yeah, it is.
This is our first time playing the auditorium. I'm super excited. I love playing for my hometown.
He's not looking for the ride home, though.
Oh,
that's the best part. I pack up and then I can drive 5 blocks and be home. And
bunk at mom and dad.
Jesse, I always say, hey, text me when you're home because we're usually he's got the longest drive.
He drive 2 hours.
So now he'll drive 5 minutes and I'll get a text on the way home. He'll be like, I'm home.
He gets the break.
Right.
You didn't tell mom and dad the rest of the band was bunking there though too.
No,
right?
I didn't.
So why do you like being in high mileage, Jesse?
It's just I've always loved playing music. Started off playing piano, taking piano lessons as a kid. Played music, was in choir all through high school, band through high school, and then after college, I was briefly in that '70s band. If you remember them,
you bet.
And I just it's just the love of playing music. Love playing for the crowd, people that come to see us, and playing with these guys. They're wonderful musicians, and just a lot of fun to play with.
Do you take the lead on any songs?
There's a few songs that have a keyboard solo or two in them. I leave the vocals all to Tom.
Vocals?
Oh, not all of them. You do all the harmony and some of the tough ones. So.
Jesse is a true accomplished musician, Phil.
Yeah.
By that I mean, he knows music theory. He knows, I hit the drums with a stick. He is a musician. I want to give him that because
we'll start a new song sometimes.
Sense.
Jesse will be like, "This is in the key of A," and I'm like, "Well, like the Fonz, like A." Hey. I don't know. I just sing it.
Yeah.
Thank heavens for him and a couple of the other members of the band. They're very intricate and detailed, and if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be the performance that it is. So
yeah, I've seen some video. In fact, there's a Facebook video of you guys doing "Don't Stop Believing," but it looks like you're like a huge show there. I mean, you've had some big ones, haven't you, over the years, Jesse?
Oh yeah, we've as we've kind of grown throughout the years, we've been really fortunate to get these bigger shows. Some of the highlights last year were Riverfest and Oktoberfest in La Crosse. Any big show with a big crowd, that's right.
The energy's insane.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Moon Tunes was 4,000 to 5,000 people.
Don't forget Cow Chip.
Oh, how could you forget?
Over in Sauk.
That's a big show.
That is a big
show.
Yeah.
And they throw cow chips too, which is a big deal,
They didn't at the band though, did they?
Huh?
Did they throw them at the band? No,
not early on. No. A little later.
We burnt up a few of the sound tech speakers. It sounded a little muffled.
Yeah.
So you guys have a van that you take?
We actually have an electric bus, or it's a Chevrolet Bright Drop. It's the goofiest looking thing you ever saw, and it's all electric. And we've got all our equipment in there. It's got a Tommy lift on the back. So our sound and lighting team will go set up the show prior to, and then they will tear it down at the end of the night. So we kind of got a little lazy on that. We just take our instruments, and we were able to go. And so that's been a big plus,
That's big time, Spanky.
I don't know about
somebody else
that,
is doing the work for you.
Yeah, the production is not small. I mean, the rig these guys travel with all summer, it's a concert-rated rig, and, they've invested quite a little bit in professional-style theatrical lighting, movers on the front truss, movers on the back truss, and sound system is impressive as heck, and, and that's what you need. I think that was the mission statement from the front, is to come out with concert-style sound. We wanted to be, wanted to have a concert style presence always, and it just, that's kind of the direction we started in, and it's taken off from there.
You have the set list on your phone, Steve. Does it take much to pull that up there?
Well, one swipe, but you know how it is now that I'm under pressure. Okay. All right. I
see the new set list.
They're starting out at the auditorium this Saturday with a new song. And I've politicked.
A new old song.
I politicked a long time to have this song on the set list. I really like this song, "Turn Me Loose"
by Loverboy.
By Loverboy, yep.
Awesome.
So you're probably going to see some vocal range there. Not to mention the keyboards that are involved and the mysterious strings in the intro, and that's the thing about these guys is they get it right. I mean, I've been associated with them since the beginning, but sometimes I'm pretty impressed with what they come across because I don't go to every show. So
having the keyboards, we mentioned the keyboards. Jesse bringing that to the table. We put that Boston song on the rotation.
Foreplay,
long time, and we'll switch out. We switched out a third of the set list. So you take 3 sets, a 4-hour show, 3 sets, 2 breaks. Basically, over the last 6 weeks, we've turned one full set. Mm-hmm. But I think you have to stay fresh. You have to stay, So you don't want to play the same show every time.
Yep.
So, and we try to gear that show that particular show towards the venue we're playing or what we're playing to try to give the best mix of music that we feel would be the best for that show, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
it does.
Reading the room.
Yeah, that's key too, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, so a lot of 80s, we'd go back into the 70s some, a lot of 80s, heavy 80s, into the 90s.
A lot of variety on the peripheral, but yeah, it's really rooted in
we have
80s classic.
Back in Black, REO Roll with the Changes, which I really like to hear them guys play this song. They do it great. Turn Up the Radio, Sweet Caroline. You got to throw that dog in there every time. So
sing along song.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesse loves that. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
There's some Journey, and I remember when they put Mr. Brightside on the list by the Killers. You probably know that song. Mm-hmm. I was wondering how that was going to go, and I was kind of skeptical at first, but the crowd sings every word to that song pretty much every night they play it, and I'm stunned. It's become an anthem.
That's thanks to Jesse.
Yeah.
Because all of us thought, well, maybe Zach.
Tom called me. He's like, hey, what do you think that song's anything? I don't know about that.
And we used to do a different Killers song that I thought was going to go a lot better. The Somebody Told Me, and that song always kind of went flat. I'm like, well. So we went with it, and Steve's right. It
was the right call.
It always works.
So, just kind of surprising sometimes to see what today's crowd is, because we've been reading crowds for.
Well, and some of those songs, you like Piano Man and Sweet Caroline, you try to take them off the set list, and then they bring themselves back on.
I see Rebel Yell is back on the set list.
Oh, it is back on.
Yeah, wow. That's an old staple.
Little Billy Idol.
Yeah, that came back again.
Yeah. That was one of the most requested songs after we quit doing it. People would come up and they would always ask for that song, and so we threw it back on there as a test to see if they were right.
I see Alone is on here by Heart, so you're going to see Tom and Zach take care of the harmonies in that song.
Stretch the vocals.
Boy, it's a hair on the back of or on your shoulders or whatever, stand up the hair on my shoulders. Yeah.
So you do a ballad then?
Oh, yeah.
Faithfully.
Faithfully? Oh, yeah.
Sister Christian.
Sister Christian, we put that one back in again. That's going to be a new one again, so.
Yeah, so we even play some country, and stuff. So we try to mix it up. And it doesn't have to be from the 80s or 90s. It can be, if there's a great song that came out 10 years ago, and Jesse's nodding his head, there are some songs in our set list that maybe were made in 10 years ago that we're like, that's a really great song. So we're not pigeonholing that. If it's a great song and it works, we want to do it. If that makes sense.
As a musician, Jesse, it's got to be tough because, again, people not only singing, but people know the music, too. If you're playing Foreplay by Boston going into Long Time, people know that. Does it make it tough?
It can be challenging.
Tell them about the transition, Jesse, between the two. No.
Which transition?
The one where you were going to kill the drummer.
No, it can be challenging, but I think, kind of as Steve was saying, one of the things I think we kind of take pride in ourselves for is, playing the music as close as we can to the record. So a lot of cover bands will do songs and they'll kind of have their own interpretation on it, or they may get it close but not exact. We try really hard to get it as close to the record because we feel that's what people want to hear.
You mentioned that Boston song, and that's a great. Thank you for picking up on that, Phil, because you know what that is.
Yeah,
that is absolutely. I watched Jesse, and Jesse's one of the most talented musicians I've ever met in my life. But that was a struggle. You know what I mean? And Jesse said to me, he goes, I can play this thing like 3 times. It is so fast with that keyboard, and your hands start to cramp up.
Right. In practice, we do it 2 or 3 times, and I said, guys, we got to move on to practice another song because my fingers need a break.
Yeah, and it's, but it's fun playing. I remember thinking that song when I was young, and that song was, kind of on the charts. I was thinking, what a great song. Someday I'd like to be in a band and play that song. I think I shared that with Tom, and in some little thing, it's like, okay, Jesse brought that song to the table because it's got some awesome keys in it, and I worked really hard on that song as well. It's very complicated. It's not easy, and not a lot of bands would. I think we play it well, And
I really hope the crowd responds. They determine what stays on the list and what doesn't, and I think that's been a longevity piece to the band. If something just doesn't work, no matter which band member loves that song the most, we let it go, because if the crowd doesn't respond, we got to let it go. And the coolest thing is when you take those earbuds out and the crowd is literally just singing all along. It's just one of the neatest feelings in the world, that
I'll look over at Tom and I'll pull one of my in-ear monitors out of one ear, and he'll look at me and I'll be like, listen to the crowd. Because we can't hear that if we have them both.
Yeah.
That is really neat.
I'm sure you feed off the crowd, don't you, Spanky?
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. That's I do. Then I get excited and I speed up the tempo, and then Jesse, he tells me.
I was going to say, especially when you don't have a clue what you're doing, you just follow the crowd.
Exactly.
I'm sure you do.
Not speaking for myself.
But I think the fact that we have so much fun, we have a lot of fun, and it shows. And I think people have always said that. They come up to me all the time, and you guys, and they say, "Man, you guys have a lot of fun up there." And it's like, we really do, and that comes through, and people feed off of that. They can tell.
Oh, yeah.
That we're really enjoying this.
Absolutely. And maybe seeing something for the first time, right?
Right. And coming back home, like Jesse said, I mean, we're all from here, or, pretty much from this area.
Yeah.
So it's like, I went to high school here, so did you, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool to come back to Richland Center and being in the auditorium when I was a kid, and they had those country shows, and then the Chief Tones, and went to a few of those shows.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I went to those. And that's been a while ago. But I remember those. We always went to the shows there.
And they made a lot of nice improvements, the new seats, so it's nice and comfortable for people. And
I'm eager to see it. I haven't seen that yet.
Good venue. Steve, anything you want to add about the High Mileage Show on Saturday?
It's going to be a different experience in a good way, I think. I mean, we have one show we do up in the La Crosse area. Leo and Leona's.
Oh yeah, that's really
in a concert style setting, And I think there's an open area in front if we do want to have some people dancing. I thought Mick was going to be here; he would confirm that for me. But
we would encourage it.
We would encourage
Dancing
it.
is
Yeah,
encouraged.
Crowd participation.
Mick can lead the dances then.
Oh,
maybe.
absolutely.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, so it is probably the only opportunity to see these guys like this. Otherwise, you're either outdoors or, I don't think we play many club shows anymore, but we're on that festival trail in the summer. So this will be an intimate, a very up close and personal experience for you guys to check out one of the top bands in this part of the state for sure. Just maybe, as far as I know, High Mileage has really captured a good portion of the market in this area. So
They really have. What about big shows coming up this year? Anything else, Spanky, you'd like to talk about?
Gator Fest. Leon is new.
What is Shush up now. Let's see, next weekend we're over in Iowa by Dyersville. That's not that, but I just...
Sutton to Maya in Westby.
Yeah,
Friday.
we're in Westby next weekend. Yeah, so we play a lot of local shows too. But La Crosse, the Oktoberfest, the Riverfest. We're doing Moon Tunes on a Thursday night. That's always a great. Those are pretty large.
Being Lansing, right on the on Memorial Day weekend on that Sunday night.
Are we okay? And then
Elm Street Plaza.
We're playing
and
at the Dells quite a bit.
3 times this
Wisconsin
year,
Dells will be over there, and there's a lot of. There's probably 30 shows between now and
Stump
September.
Dodger, that's one of our old.
Yeah, Jim always has us over there.
We've been a band, so
yeah, we do that one, and it's hard trying to think of it now, but a lot of shows and a lot of.
There's some new stuff on the schedule. Some new venues.
We got Roosters.
So
I think a couple. times
Greek County Fair. Ossian. What is that?
Ashen, Iowa.
Ashen, Iowa. We got something going there.
We do a lot of fairs, Phil.
Sounds like it. Wow. You've got a website where
Fairs
people can
are
check
good.
it out, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, when
It's
they
high
see
mileage.
the band, they say, they're fair.
They're fair.
Fair to Midland.
Is it High Mileage at Facebook? High Mileage Rocks
you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and then website is highmileagerocks.com or highmileageband.net.
Awesome. You going to put out any vinyl, Tom? You got any plans for putting out a record?
No.
No.
I was hoping you weren't talking about pants.
Vinyl pants.
Vinyl pants? No.
Oh,
Do you don't wear leather pants,
We're
Tom?
not going to break them out.
Okay.
We've passed that phase.
I don't know. It'd be cool to do something like that once, just for posterity.
Sure.
I don't want to. I never wanted to be. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to be that. It's funny but that most people don't feel that way. But I never was looking for that. I guess myself.
Right.
So, but hey, a recording would be cool.
It would.
It would. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks.
so we're looking forward to it, Phil. We're looking forward to the auditorium. I can't wait to see it. Like I said, everybody, tickets, where do we get?
Eventbrite.com, and I think they're available at the door. And also, let's see, Christie Sunnyside in downtown Richland Center and Napa Auto and Truck Parts.
Perfect.
And to our adoring fans, there will be beer.
There will be. Okay.
There will be beer.
Well, that really helps.
Helps the band sound better.
It raises the performance quality.
Tuning fluid.
Tuning fluid, yeah.
Well, it's been an excellent opportunity to have you guys in the studio with us today. Thanks for making the commitment to come on down, and we hope a lot of people will come on out Saturday night. Anything else anybody would like to add here today?
I would just like to mention a couple other band members. Tim Severson. He's from the Prairie du Chien area, I believe, and he is incredibly accurate with his solos. And some of these solos he studies and studies and studies, and he just does such a great job. Zach Kumlin, also from that area, the Prairie area, I think.
Stoddard.
DeSoto.
Okay.
Cumlin's or DeSoto.
He is a spark plug. He is where your eyes will be 80% of the time when you're watching High Mileage. He's all over the stage, and
The energy level
his
is-
antics are phenomenal.
But it's fun to watch. You mentioned Tim, the methodical. Just these guitar solos from
Right.
This 80s, 90s rock. I mean, the guy that's worth the price of admission right
He's
there.
his own worst critic because he'll say a lot of times, I messed up some stuff. I'm like, believe me, Tim, no one noticed.
Sounded perfect to me.
Yeah.
It's
how well you cover sometimes, too.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Anyway, we're just fortunate to have this group together, and I've been in the music business for a very long time, and I see how you have one band member that doesn't get along, or two people that are pairing off and against everybody else. That just doesn't happen in this band. These guys are all good-natured, reasonable human beings that get along pretty well together, and they're talented as heck. So
Jesse hasn't planned his solo career yet.
No.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
You do a lot of churches. And
Yeah, you do those kind of
weddings,
things.
bar mitzvahs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you keep your guitar in the car, too, then, Steve? Do you, just in case?
That's not where I'm at right now, Phil, but yeah, I definitely am. I'm on call, let's just
You'll
say.
be a backup.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure.
really appreciate
We
the
appreciate it,
opportunity,
Phil.
and thanks for having us.
You bet.
Hope we get a good crowd.
Levon Felton, Tom Lohr, Jesse Peckham, Steve Davis, High Mileage. Don't miss him in Richland Center this weekend, Saturday night at the City Auditorium.